And women are a fantastic mirror.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Women are a mirror to men. That's what's so important people to understand. Women are a mirror. If you're running into a bunch of rude, ungrateful women, that's God telling you that you need to be a better man. I guarantee some of the women who have treated you terribly, who have disrespected you and wouldn't obey you and wouldn't listen to you and didn't want to be nice to you and didn't want to be soft or feminine or kind or gentle with you, would treat me and my brother like gods. The same woman, because of who we are. So it's very hypocritical and it's extremely naive and it's extremely asinine to sit and complain endlessly about womanhood without understanding that it's actually manhood that leads. We don't have women. No woman cheats on us. No woman goes behind our back. No woman sells us out. No, nothing, because of who we are as men. So once you build yourself, womanhood is fixed by default within your world. The women you're going to meet in your world and your reality are going to act perfectly for you because you're worth it and you deserve it. If you're walking up saying, oh, women don't act right, I hate women, women do this, women are sluts, that's because you are not the man you need to become. They have so much choice. Why would they choose you when they can choose one of us?
And also, they deserve a good man. See, people say that we look at women in the derogatory way, but that's completely not true at all. I believe the women who you're talking about, the good women out in the world, deserve a good man. I think the women in the world deserve to be treated nicely, spoiled, sit in on interesting conversations, go to nice places, have the door held open for them, have the car door held open for them. They deserve to be sent flowers. They deserve to be treated exceptionally well. So if you're a bum and you are incapable of doing that because you haven't worked on yourself, don't think, oh, why aren't these women looking at me? These women have something wrong with them. They genuinely deserve good men, and there are good men out there. So if you can't run into those women, yeah, it's absolutely 100% your fault.
There's a lot of naivety and misunderstanding as to what manhood entails, and as a consequence, womanhood as well. I see a lot of people on the internet complaining about women and talking about all the problems with women. The two genders work in parallel. We're designed to work as a perfect unison. Femininity, and true masculinity go hand in hand, and they work perfectly when both genders understand their roles and fall into them completely. It's crazy. I see so many red pill guys, so many guys on the internet, so many men constantly complaining about women, not understanding that if one of the genders is broken, if one side of the yin is broken, the yang is going to break by extension. It's impossible to complain about women and the way women act if men are not acting the way they should act, because we're designed to work together. Absolute self-accountability. So the best way we can fix the world, the best way we can change or fix women is to fix ourselves, look at ourselves, and be the best kind of men we can be. When you see a man who is constantly complaining about women, that's a reflection of him. If every woman he meets disrespects him, he will say women are disrespectful. I would argue you need to understand that if you convince a woman you're high value with your mouth and your mouth alone, sooner or later she's going to realize you are a liar. And that is when she's going to leave you. So if you're sitting at home thinking, well, I had this girl, she thought I was the man. A few months later, she's not that interested in me. Yeah, because she got to know you better. She saw behind the bravado, and she saw that you don't really have any genuine real world achievements. You haven't really done anything that's super interesting. You have to do things that make men respect you for women to respect you. Men have always been respected for our bravery. We did the brave thing. I'm not arrogant. I'm just talking about lived experience. As I say, a superior man, I'm not saying men are superior to women that are not by default. If you're a normal dude and you think you're superior to women, you're going to be very mistaken, and that's why you're lonely. A superior man is superior to most of his peers. He's superior to most all men he meets. And a woman, I've had women say to me, the number one thing I get women say to me, they say, you know what I love about being with you? I don't have to think. Things just happen. I'm just on a jet. I'm just in a 5-star. She's my superior in other regards. Women are better at different things than men. But when I say men are superior to women, I'm not talking about the fact that just because you're born with a dick, you're superior to females. That's absolutely and utterly not true. That's not true. You have to earn that right. You also need to be likable. I don't know if many people have noticed that a lot of the people who are attacking women and insulting women and arguing with women, especially on the internet, aren't particularly likable
at all.
When I sit with women on Watch My Pearl podcast or Watch My Fresh and Fits, I say important things. They all want to hang around with me afterwards or ask me to go party. They all ask for my phone number. I say the same things in a likable way. You also need to work on being likable. And that doesn't mean being a bitch. Doesn't mean being a cuck. It means doing the things we were saying earlier about exuding honor and bravery, etc. But being likable is a superpower. You need to work on yourself in all realms. Yes, your physical capability. Yes, your financial resource. Yes, your network. Yes, you need to have stories. You need to be charismatic, but you need to be likable as a person. I don't see many people on the internet right now who are men teaching men how to be men who are actually likable. You can't drag women down below you. And another thing you certainly can't do, which is going to fail even more monumentally than trying to drag women down, is dragging men above you down. We have just gone through the largest matrix attack in human history, being accused of human trafficking, which is a heinous and disgusting crime committed against women. And all we get are thousands of love letters each week from women. So you can't sit and try and convince the world we're bad people when women will always want us. They won't want you. Real recognizes real. They know the strength of our heart. They know the truth of our convictions. They understand we have options and choices. We have absolutely no reason to hurt a woman because we're not desperate. All I have to do is send a text. It would take me 3 seconds. It's unbelievable how desperate women are for genuine masculinity in the world. You can't say women are broken. If they were broken, they wouldn't want men like us. The fact that they are desperate for men like us shows that the men are broken. It is the men's fault. So you need to stop hating on us and stop hating on women. And truthfully, your time is better spent investing in social savvy, diplomacy, utilizing your opportunities online and in person to speak to women, to build your communication skills. Everyone's seen that meme where the high value guy says, hey, you look beautiful. And she's like, thanks. And the dork says, hey, you look beautiful. And it's a HR issue. Everybody's seen that, right? Because it's about the person who says it. Women are not your enemy.
They're the best thing about life.
They're the best thing about life.
They can give you children.
There's nothing better than having a woman who is truly in love with you, who truly cares about you. When you're sick, you don't want your boys, you want a woman.
Yes.
There's nothing better than waking up with a woman who would do anything for you. There's nothing better than walking around the house and catching a woman just staring at you just because you're built like fucking Hercules. Trust me, I'll tell you. There's nothing better about it. The idea of never having a woman who adores you and never having children raised in a household with a woman who is feminine and a man who is masculine is your enemy.
Yeah.
You should be afraid of never having a future of a wife who truly loves you and never having children who truly respect you and never being capable enough to know that you have security within your relationship. And that is your enemy.
That's terrifying. And it can happen to you no matter who you are. If you're stupid enough to think that all you need is, for example, money. All you need is money. And if I have money, I'm going to have a wife who loves me and respects me. I'm going to have happy children. No, you're going to find a girl who uses you, who uses your bank balance, who cheats on you behind your back, who leaves you for another man. Money isn't enough. Strength and fitness isn't enough. Intelligence isn't enough. Wit, charm isn't enough. You need to at least be trying in every sphere to better yourself in every way.
If I meet a woman, a brand new woman, and I end up in love with her, she's going to get flowers. She's going to fly on private jets. She's going to be in 5-star hotels. She's going to be driving around in a Bugatti. She's going to be living the best possible life. I'm not going to belittle her. I'm not going to insult her. I'm not going to call her names. I'm not going to try to make her feel bad about herself.
But you know who will? People on the internet.
People on the internet, because they know deep down they're insecure and they have no real world achievements. I don't have to do those things. I can be the nicest man in the world. And if she doesn't treat me with the respect I deserve, then of course, all of those things will end. But she will be naturally inclined to treat me with the respect I deserve because she knows that I am nice by choice. And it's that genuine feeling which can't be replicated. We operate honor first. And most of you men don't have that out there. And then you wonder why women look at you and think you're a little bitch. And then you sit there and complain about women as a whole and say women are disrespectful. Well, I'll be honest with you. Most of you deserve absolute disrespect. If you were a better man, if you were the man you were supposed to be, they wouldn't be disrespecting you. You built yourself into a fucking coward. You're hanging around with a bunch of snakes. You are a snake. And you wonder why women don't want to have anything to do with you. You deserve it. Absolutely, it's life or death, and you need certainty, and a lot of certainty comes from, one, testing your circle, and God will give you those chances to test your circle, but also being certain within yourself, because if you're truly certain within yourself, you don't have the ability to detect whether other people are certainly about it unless you are certainly about it. The least attractive female to me on the planet is the ex of my friend. I don't care how gorgeous she was.
And my friends have gorgeous girlfriends.
I don't care how beautiful she is. And I don't care how nice she is. And I don't care how badly she wants me. You've been with one of my friends or somebody I know. I can't explain how unattractive you are to me because my soul, you're dead to me. My soul is not worth selling for some sex. I refuse to do. I will not be a coward or a traitor. That's not who I am. And the fact that so many out here even contemplate that is disgusting. And also another thing that's very important. If you're hanging around with snakes, you're probably a snake yourself, because if you weren't a snake yourself, you'd have high value friends. And the reason you can't have high value friends is because they can smell you're a snake. So you end up having to hang around with snakes. If you become a better man and you stop putting anything above your honor, above your creed, above your respect to your ancestors and to your last name, you're going to have friends that do the exact same thing. Me and my boys, the War Room, Tristan, my friends, I could leave my girlfriend in a prison cell with them for 20 years. Nothing will happen. I would bet my life on it, because I bet my life on it, because that's how we operate. We talk about provide and protect for them, but women are emotional creatures, and sometimes they're going to get upset. Sometimes they're going to cry. Sometimes they're going to be illogical. Sometimes they're going to be sad. Sometimes they're going to call you and they're going to give you a headache. And you need to be man enough to deal with that and make her feel better. And you need to be stoic enough to not get annoyed by it and just be the rock she wants. The difference between men and women is if I call Tristan with a problem, we start talking about the solution. If a woman calls you with a problem, they don't often want to talk about the solution. They want to complain about the problem first.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. So let them complain. You need to be stoic enough, even though you're busy dealing with your entire empire and you have so much going on, and you don't understand why she's calling you over some tiny little issue. You need to be a man enough to make her feel emotionally secure. Women's emotionality cannot be ignored, because I'll tell you something was really interesting about men. We complain when a woman acts crazy, right? But as soon as she doesn't care anymore, we're messaging her, why don't you care? Why don't you love me? Then we want her to be crazy again.
Talking shit to your friends like, oh, she's got borderline personality disorder. No, you're just a loser.
Completely. So women are going to be crazy when they love you. And as soon as they don't love you, they're going to stop being crazy completely. And then you're going to wonder why she doesn't give a shit at all. So you're going to have to be able to provide a degree of emotional security and emotional safety net. And you do that being stoic enough to understand her moods and deal with her emotional needs without fighting with her all of the time. If you see a woman who's with a man and all she talks about is her career and she's ultra focused on it, that's a red flag. If she truly loved her man, she would have hobbies, she'd have aspirations, she'd have things she'd want to do, sure, but she'd prioritize her relationship above all of them. So the idea that women shouldn't do these things is asinine. Because what you're saying is that women now have to sell themselves to sub-tier males to survive. And women are never going to allow themselves to be sold to a sub-tier male. It's going to hurt them in their heart. It's going to hurt them evolutionarily. They don't want to do that. So we're looking at the society and we're saying society's sick. Women are chasing education and careers are not chasing making children. That is the man's fault.
Yeah.
If men were out here and could genuinely take care of a woman, make her happy, make her emotionally secure, spiritually secure, financially secure, she wouldn't have to go to school and work her ass off. You see these women saying, I don't know why that feminism came. I don't want a job. I don't want to work. But what's the alternative? If it's not find a real G, which are few and far between, it's to sell yourself to a sub-tier male. And women aren't interested in that.
Yeah.
So that's, again, men's fault. I'm talking to men right now, but if any women are watching this and they wonder what the secret to making a man happy is, if you increase your man's status, he's more likely to stay with you. Men are in a constant status war against each other. Everything we've talked about so far on this podcast is essentially a status war. We want the fast car not because it's quick, but because other people can't afford the fast car. It is status. As a woman, if you give your man a higher status, then he is going to be more interested in you. If you are
in making you happy and keeping you happy.
Absolutely, because you are increasing his status to his peers. If you're promiscuous, you don't increase his status. Whereas if you are feminine, kind, soft, other men can't have you. You're beautiful. Perhaps you can sing, you can cook, whatever. You're now going to make your man look better by being with you. And for that reason, he's going to want to keep you because you increase his status. Women are not interested in chasing down these careers in woke corp. In many ways, it is an act of desperation because there are no men out here which provide the safety net they feel they need that allows them to be comfortable to put their life in your hands. If a woman has your child, she is putting her life in your hands. You have children, I have children. Every woman who decided to have our children knew that her life was in our hands.
Never.
Have we ever disappointed from a Romanian jail cell?
Nope.
Never. The rent was paid. The jet they wanted was on the runway. They have been taken care of head to toe. When they were sad, they could call us. Spiritually taken care of, financially taken care of, emotionally taken care of, head to toe. That is our job as men. And for that reason, they felt secure in the idea of having our children. They're not interested in going to school and chasing a career, etc., because they found a man they know they can trust with their lives. Having a man's child is giving up your life for that man. As a woman, as a man, we can see the child go away to war, come back. As a woman, that is your life. I think it's crazy. I see all these podcasts and men are constantly complaining that women just want to go to school and just want to have careers. That's because men are failing them.
Men are failing.
That's the reason why. And as men who have absolute and utter self-accountability, what can we affect? What can we change in society to make sure that women look at the world in a different way? Ourselves. If you genuinely believe that the nuclear family is going to fix the world, you genuinely believe that women should be having children younger, and you genuinely believe that women should be looking to get married and not be promiscuous, the way you do that is to increase your
value
as a man. And men as a whole, if we all did that, society would reflect it.